How do you feel about balls?
Good afternoon, I am your host of Ball Sport Real Recap Ranking. Introducing your co-host for today. We've got a double local representative here tonight to tell us about the balls from the games all across the country.
Hello, I'm your special guest for today, Coach Malone. LA Dodgers, LA Kings, and Pittsburgh Steelers since the womb, baby.
What do you say we get into this ranking?
Absolutely.
Our first bracket, football versus football. This has been a long contested competition between these two balls, let me tell you. Now, personally, in the games I've watched, the pigskin oblong football, that thing is bouncing every which way.
I don't want to get political, okay? It's a terrible ball. It's horrible to throw. God forbid you drop it or it bounces, flying off into the stands. One of my least favorite balls.
She gives it the thumbs up though, as you see on the MacBook emoji reaction menu.
I fucking hate the football.
Most of these balls, what shape are they going to be in? The shape of a ball.
If it was a different color, didn't have the stripes, and didn't have the stupid little stitches that are fake and don't mean anything, you would never call that a ball. If somebody presented you an item that was egg-shaped,
Good lord.
ovular, you wouldn't say thanks for that ball. Absolutely not.
Not on my watch.
The soccer ball, I think she's classic.
The intricate weave of the pentagons on pentagons across the entire shape, forming together a seamless sphere.
Can we talk about it's black and white and that's just so classic and beautiful?
The pure contrast you need to pick out the ball while it's moving so quickly on the field.
Hey, I don't want to get political.
And you never do.
I've never in my life been political, only a sports fan. The experience of going to a football game versus a soccer game, what does soccer make you think of? Those are a group of friends playing in a community league in their hometown. Football? Well, that's billionaires and a bunch of kids with CTE being sponsored by Honda.
You think football, you think it's NFL or nothing. You don't get a bunch of friends together to run around outside in the backyard throwing a football around. It's just not possible.
It's never been done.
Not to be political, but it's inaccessible.
Right. Soccer. It's the universal language. You put a soccer ball into your luggage, you take a world vacation, see how many friends you make.
In this battle of the football versus the football, the one that comes out on top, it's gonna be the football. Apologies to any American football fans.
Don't think there's any football fan.
Next up on the list here. The last two were very similar in name. These two are very similar in shape and size and design. The softball versus the baseball.
I'm gonna say two things. And again, I'm not gonna try to get political. I've never been political.
She has never been political. She's not about to start.
Softball is sort of a female-driven field. On that basis alone, I would like to give it the go-ahead. However, and I've never been political, there's nothing fucking soft about that ball. Let's give it to the softball. For women.
Just look at the variety in color you get on a softball. You never see a baseball of any other color, but I have on Google Images when I was doing my research for this project. There were pink softballs, there were green softballs, there were blue softballs. You get that iconic red threadling on the baseball ball with the freedom to add any other color you want.
Let me apply my lip gloss when we give it to women.
We're gonna give it to women. Tennis versus table tennis.
Challengers versus Marty Supreme. Dare I say, no need to see Marty Supreme.
Oh,
I'm gonna say something right here, right now. Challengers is the greatest movie of all time.
our research has confirmed that.
On that basis alone, I'm gonna give it to tennis.
We need to give the good graces to ping pong here for what it's done, for how far it's come. It is the first sport to become small. There are not many other sports that can say the same, that they evolved a small version. And we just have to give that to ping pong for the strength that it has shown as its own individual identity of being small.
Are you good at ping pong?
No,
It's fun.
it's portable. We talked about accessibility earlier with the football versus the football. How more accessible can you get than the size of your own table?
And it's so light. If you get hit with a ping pong,
Feels like a sharp flick. If you get spiked with a tennis ball, it's a concussion on a good day.
it's like a gunshot wound.
So let's bring up some stats for tennis casualties.
29 dead.
Ever.
Ping pong has none.
No injuries in the history of the sport. Tennis,
They had to name an elbow after it. You can get tennis elbow doing other things, and they still call it tennis elbow.
It's spreading.
It's contagious.
Officially, we are locking down the sport of tennis due to health concerns.
We are going to give it to tennis.
We are going to give it to tennis. Tennis is going to win this one. On the topic of racket-based sports, we have our next two, the pickleball and the shuttlecock.
The shuttlecock is as unwieldy as the American football. You have to hit the tip.
Oh yeah, you whack it on the tail and it just spins in the air and it falls right down. Another of the many disadvantages to not being shaped like an actual ball. That is very fair.
Right. However, pickleball is worse tennis. I want to give it a shuttlecock because I like the name.
I like the shuttlecock.
Boom.
Moving on over to the other side. Golf ball versus croquet.
Ah, the croquet.
Now, the croquet is what some may call golf for the even richer.
This is what they're playing in Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts. And she's using a flamingo's head. What does that tell us?
Unethical, inaccessible.
Surely the Queen of Hearts is in the Epstein files.
This one was a free space. I hate to say it.
I hate to say it, this one was free space. Golf is winning.
I hate to see any ball traduced like this, because it's got to be golf. Our next bracket is the curling stone versus the ice hockey puck. Two very slippery winter sports objects.
Neither of these are balls.
Which leads us to the very tough decision of which one is more of a ball. While the shape of the curling stone is a lot closer to that spherical, that round shape we are familiar with, the hockey puck is used more like these other balls. The path on the field of a hockey puck compared to the path a soccer ball takes could be nearly identical. A curling stone moves in a straight line.
I will say, this Olympics, I watched it, and my God, is it intense.
That little cheating moment that happened.
Delicious. But not nearly as delicious as heated rivalry.
We're giving to the hockey puck. At the end of the day, the thing that'll put you ahead of any sport is the Yowie.
Gay sex, yes.
We have our next two, a beautiful blue ball. Why don't you go ahead and take this one?
The bowling ball versus the basketball. Compared to our last bracket, these both have the name ball in it.
We are back to balls that are named balls.
Back to balls.
Now these two take a lot more of a beating out there on the field. That's already something to consider. These are some very strong, very durable balls.
You know what I like about both of these balls? Well, they're both huge. In both of their games, you can get up to hundreds of points.
These are some heavy, high-value balls.
I'd like to say something. I'm not good at either one of these. I'm in the gutter.
The thumb hole on a bowling ball will always hurt me, no matter what I do.
I'm bad at aiming with the basketball. The basket is so high up.
Let's talk about the sound potential of both of these balls. Think of a basketball bouncing on that polished wooden gymnasium floor.
It's like...
Oh yeah.
It's like a...
The bowling ball, the sound of the pins, the sound of getting a strike. Now, so this wasn't like a challenge. This was just kind of like a...
As the sports expert.
Of course, you are very practiced in the onomatopoeia of sports. Could you give us Babe Ruth's home run?
He's up to play.
It's 1962. It's the bottom of the 13th inning. It all comes down to this. And can you give us the quote too?
Hi, I'm Babe Ruth, and I love baseball. Throw one at me. Swings? Any hits.
And it's out of the stadium. It's across New York. It's across Boston. It's traveling down the East Coast. There it goes. It landed in the Gulf of Mexico. It's out of there. Thanks for taking us there.
I have something to say about the bowling ball. I, as a kid, maybe as late as 18, I really enjoy throwing a bowling ball as high as I possibly could so that it would thud back down onto the lane with as much force as bowlingly possible.
Now, Katie, that hurts me so bad it almost makes me want to not pass bowling ball.
The challenge is how far can you throw without damaging anything besides the lane? You want to get
challenge?
that perfect arc where it's not touching ceiling.
You're trying to skip straight to the pins. You have scored a 900 with this altitude first approach to bowling.
I think it is more fun to play bowling than to play basketball, but also play bowling doesn't.
I think it is more fun to play with a basketball than it is to play with the bowling ball.
Let's give it to basketball.
Let's give it to basketball. A few unconventional balls, I have to say. The 8 ball standing in for the average pool ball versus a ball you may find in a pool, the beach ball.
Ah!
The 8 ball also does grant the ability to predict the future. The beach ball doesn't really have any sort of extrasensory powers to speak of.
I've never once used a beach ball and not had it fly out of the water onto the concrete. I have had wonderful experiences with pool. I would like to give it to the billiards ball. Can we take a moment for the volleyball?
We're taking a moment for the fallen balls here, like volley.
Soccer versus softball.
Sock?
Soccer wins.
Soccer wins. I was gonna go into also like the Aztecs played a game where they kicked a ball around. That could have been a soccer origin.
That was like giving soccer/basketball together.
It was like up on the wall. That was crazy sauce.
Guys, that was banana pants. What are you doing? Tennis versus shuttlecock. Badminton. Why don't they call it goodminton?
Why isn't it goodminton if they wanted it to win this bracket?
If you're gonna win, you should be goodminton.
Challengers Century.
Challenger Century.
Golf versus puck. Ooh, the puck, simply all it can do is hockey.
Golf ball? Mm-hmm. Opportunity for mini golf. So fun.
Right. She is dominated in golf. She's gotten 900 points before.
Oh. Are you drinking brandy? What's going on?
I'm drinking apple juice.
As much as I love the Kings, go Kings go. And as much as I love heated rivalry, go Kings go. And as much as I love check please, go Kings go, I am gonna give it to golf because mini golf is so fun.
The versatility.
And it's everywhere. You can go mini golfing on every vacation you could ever take in the US.
Basketball, billiards ball.
What's more fun on Game Pigeon?
Oh, that was a death sentence for the basketball. Bringing up Game Pigeon, the Magic 8 ball takes the win again. It bears repeating, this ball can see the future.
You know what it sees in my future? More wins, baby. We're at the semifinals.
We're at the Final Four, the semifinals.
Hashtag Final Four. Remember when STSU did the Final Four 2023?
No.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs. I'm wearing their colors right now. You were their coach. That's why you're Coach Malone. What brought you all the way up to LA, to Pittsburgh?
There was a draw. It drew me.
There was a draw between the teams, and that draw drew you in.
Steel City is famously located very close.
Driving down the 101 on my right, the Monongahela River, featuring funicular. On my left, Hollywood sign.
Look to my right and I see the funicular. This is just so crazy. Steel City goes crazy.
It brings us to an important discussion here. Who we want to move on, soccer or tennis? I know you have a personal affinity for tennis.
I do. I want those boys to kiss.
The world has not yet given us
that I personally know of.
That Coach Malone personally knows of. The world has not given us a Boys Love Soccer Edition.
10 people have just alerted me that there is a manga, Thai boys love show, and a South American limited series that are all soccer yaoi. Do they have Trent Reznor on the soundtrack? No. Challengers wins. The only ball we ranked based on its actual properties as a ball has been the football. I acknowledge that. And if you're looking for unbiased approach, that's not what we're here to do for you today. I also would like to say that I really liked tennis even before Challengers. 2 years of tennis summer camp. And in high school, I took tennis as my PE. I felt connected to Challengers because although I'm not very good at tennis, I still felt like that's my game. That's my sport. In the same way, because I read Check Please, hockey romance graphic novel, I was like, heated rivalry, that's my game. Hockey and tennis belong to me, unfortunately. So if you're gonna play those games, just go ahead and give me a land acknowledgement style shout out before every game.
She owns partial stake in just about every hockey and tennis league internationally.
Every time you take your tennis ball and you're bouncing it.
Anytime you see an elderly person with a walker with maybe some tennis balls, the soft little things on the feet, that's another thank you.
Hit that old person like real hard on the back and be like, did you thank Coach Malone today? Shout out Coach Malone. Before you hit that serve, you gotta say, this one's for Coach Malone. Let's decide between golf and pool.
This is a brutal matchup against the 8-ball because even if you called into question the intricate design of the basketball, the stripes working their way around, converging, that is still cleared by having a silly little number. What if they have stripes sometimes? What if they are solid other times? Billiards just comes with such variety of patterns and shapes. That's not true.
Shapes. Hey, there's a triangle at the beginning and a stick.
And a stick
That's
involved.
like the Deathly Hallows from Harry Potter.
Can we cut that? Is she allowed to say that? That it's a Deathly Hallows thing?
The 8-ball is satisfying to hold. It fits directly in your hand and it's heavy. You're like, ooh.
You can shake it, you can ask it a question.
What is more fun, billiards or mini golf? Regular golf, not fun.
Regular golf is not part of the question anymore.
We should take that as a sign. Regular golf is so boring. I can't believe that people do it for fun. It wastes so much water. Like a golf course is so bad for the environment. I'm gonna say this. Because golf includes golf and not just mini golf, we have to give it to 8-ball.
Oh.
Because mini golf is so fun, but actual golf sucks so bad.
We almost have the opposite of our tennis versus table tennis situation. In this case, it's actually the original version of the sport holding back the smallified version. The final two.
Tennis ball versus billiard ball. Whoa! Put in the challengers music right now.
With the soundtrack we have chosen to include here, what is this swaying you to vote for in the tennis versus billiards matchup? What if the sports kissed?
Get this, shut up. Pool doesn't have a bump in soundtrack, so we had to do it for challengers. What is more fun, pool or tennis?
If we're talking pure adrenaline, I have to give it to tennis in terms of being more exciting, energizing, fun. Billiards is a lot more laid back. It's a lot more strategic. It's almost the chess of balls. Billiards is almost the chess of balls.
Billiards could be the chess of balls.
Could be the chess of balls.
Some people feel like football is. Quarterback is like a horse.
Football's like the Fire Emblem of balls. It's the League of Legend of balls. Like, I don't...
Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of gaming.
I thought you were going to say Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls, which unfortunately kind of makes sense. Is billiards a sport?
Yes, because I said so. It's all down to aesthetics at this point. Summer, skinny, sweaty, tanned, beautiful model-like people running around and yelping, visors, pleated skirts, tennis shoes. It's very outside. I'm thinking of billiards and it's like dark academia. There's whiskey on the rocks. Ooh, there's a bookshelf full of ancient tomes. The Sopranos are here in the bar with us. We're all very rich and it's raining outside.
See, that's kind of where the cognitive dissonance shows up for me, is you say dark academia library books in the bar. And that's just kind of where I start to lose sight of the vision of where we are and what's happening. All of the Sopranos are here, the whole family.
This is the billiards room.
I see. There is a bar. We're not at a bar.
But everybody has a drink and it's an expensive drink.
Right.
I don't drink. I've been sober since the accident. That's how I got my name.
Coach?
Yeah. So, do you like spring, summer, or fall, winter better? The hand feel of the balls.
The hand feel.
Feeling of the balls in your hands.
Sleek, smooth, shiny versus soft fuzz.
Hairy Velcro. Have you ever put your mouth on either of these? What's the mouth feel of the balls?
If you put a tennis ball in your mouth, it's gonna stay wet for a while.
Dogs love it.
Dogs. You cannot throw a billiards ball and have a dog go. I mean, it will go get it.
But it can't pick it up. A billiards ball may crack in half.
That is true.
Like a geode.
We might have to go to tennis.
Back to the ball six.
Back to the ball six. I think the tennis ball just has more going on. Because for tennis, you have the one ball. It has to do a lot to stand out on its own. Billiards, you have at least 7 other balls. I think it has to go to tennis. I think that is a strong ball that really represents the sport that it's all about.
We've done it. Let's go tennis.
Challenger's century, Challenger's decade. That's less.
Challenger's century. Yeah. It's been a rousing game of ball versus ball.
It's been a really exciting one out there today, folks.
Thank you for coming to
Sports
and the balls that play 'em. And I'll see you on the court.
Thanks for sporting.